Morning, everybody. I'm trying to set my camera up here so it'll flip on its side, but it won't work. But good morning. This is a special morning edition of Snowman Unfiltered, and I'm awaiting my guest right now. And we're going to talk about a subject that's very important to both of us and to a lot of people, and that's mental health. You know, I made the point on my show, Snowman in the Morning, that people shouldn't use mental health as an excuse if they don't go through it. I've made the point that the first thing you feel when you deal with depression and anxiety is alone. You feel alone. And given that fact, that's why Ben Simmons is nerve-wracking to me. That's exactly why Ben Simmons is nerve-wracking to me, because for all this time, he talked about, mental health being a problem that he went through. And as it turns out, the next thing he said was mental health has nothing to do with his trade when he went from Philadelphia to Brooklyn. Don't use mental health like that, because that's not fair to those of us who actually go through it, who actually experience it on a daily basis. I said on my show, Snowman in the Morning, that the first thing you feel when you deal with depression, when you deal with anxiety, is alone. You feel like you're alone and that you can't deal with or handle anything. For many, many years, I felt that. I didn't know why. I just didn't know why. And I had to learn that I'm not alone. I mean, there are days where I just sit and wonder, why is this happening to me? My guest told me she's on the way, and I'm getting everything set right now so that I can bring her in. I still have an obligation to do my morning show, which I will at the top of the hour, and I'm going to do it this way. And here's my ice queen right now. So if y'all will give me a minute. And here she is, having her
Hey,
morning.
hey, hey.
Having her
Good
morning.
morning.
Well, please welcome Stacy Pirahita, aka the Ice Queen. I haven't had my coffee yet, and I'm drinking it now. Stacy,
You
how
might
are
want
you
to gulp
doing?
it.
Your morning gulp it, exactly. So, what made you call yourself the Ice Queen? What gave you that nickname?
Oh my gosh. Long before Frozen came around, my sister, family, my daughter. Yeah, I was the original Ice Queen.
How old you
Heart
go?
frozen. Heart frozen for 45 years.
Right,
Done.
right. You were having none of that bullshit, and you didn't care.
I was living life, behind that mask, and I just didn't give a shit. Just didn't give a
Right.
shit.
I Hey, salute to that mask and salute to it finally being broken, because I know how you feel.
Absolutely. As I love to say, absolutely.
Yep. Because after I lost my dad in 2007 to prostate cancer, you want to talk about a wall? I can tell you Every woman I've dated, including my wife, said there was a wall that was put up. Something happened where you will put up a wall. Well, for me, it was two things: losing my dad in 2007 and losing my daughter 8 years later, once to a forced adoption and once to death.
Mm.
The woman I was dating at the time in 2015, and this is going to give you a kick in the ass. The woman I was dating at the time in 2015, the day I found out I lost my daughter, I'm I'm in a fog. To anyone, you want to talk about mental capacity being tested? Anyone who has lost a child will have your mental capacity tested and then some, either via miscarriage or via adoption. Anyone who's lost a child in any way
Absolutely.
will have your mental capacity will be beyond tested.
Yeah.
The woman I was dating at the time somehow found me. I'm hiding in McDonald's in LaPorte, Indiana, way in the back. And you've gone through this. You find places where you want to just hide.
Disappear.
Okay. You just want to disappear. That nearly became the last straw because somehow she found me and she said, I want you to come around with me as I do sales. I looked her in the eye and I said, I just lost my daughter. I'm not feeling up to doing business today. You know what that bitch said to me? She said, well, I don't care about that. Let's go around and do some business. I packed up my stuff without a word and I left. I left because I'm not going to have you speak ill of my daughter that way.
Wow.
And I'm not going to be around people that don't give a shit that a man lost his child. Okay? Now
Horrible.
I've been around women who've lost children, but in this aspect, men who've lost children, either to the system or to death, it kills them.
It's anyone. That's wrong with society today. It's everyone.
It is.
That's just heartbreaking, Brian. My heart just pours out for so much love with you because that, unfortunately, that reaction is the norm nowadays. Not to that magnitude. I'm not saying, but what you went through, it's fucking bullshit, man.
It
Give me a
is.
hug. I mean, big ol' hug. You needed a fucking heart. You needed a heart.
You,
Damn.
you know, you
Wow.
know, my heart came 3 years later in 2018 when I met Jody, when I met my wife. Every time I talk about her on my regular show, I'm damn near crying because
And I'm
when you
crying.
meet when you meet that someone, especially given what's happened to me, health wise, life wise, when you meet that special someone that pulls you out of the abyss and away from the cliff, you're hanging on for dear life. I always tell Jody, and she to me, I was ready to give up. I was ready to say, fuck it. I was done. I'll take my cartoons, I'll take my love for George Carlin, I'll take my sports, and I'm going away to hide. And I'm not coming out this hole for anybody.
You're right.
Anybody.
Yep.
And apparently Jody had other plans. Says, oh no, you don't. You're not hiding from me. And 4 years later, she's the one. When you
You only
find
need
that
one.
you
You
only
only need
get one,
one.
exactly. You get many dress rehearsals, but you only
Oh,
get
fuck.
one.
You get the one.
You get
Yeah.
you get many dress rehearsals, and after each dress rehearsal, you're going, "Ain't this a bitch? Why didn't I know this shit about you before we got together?"
You weren't ready. You weren't ready for no Jody.
I wasn't.
It's amazing because when we met, and I think that's the most beautiful part, because what did we meet? 3 days, 4, 5 days, well, 3 days, I don't know
5 days,
what it was,
5
but
days ago.
our hearts literally, I mean, when I heard your story, I just started crying. And this crying bullshit is new for me. I'll be honest with you. And Kenny will vouch. That's why the Ice Queen. I
Yes,
don't
I
cry.
get it.
I don't cry. I don't. I've been through so much trauma that no one knows about. This is my
Mhm.
coming out party, but no one knows about this. You know, I had to have, like you, I had to stay focused in my fucking misery, but no one could
Mhm.
know about it. And my
Right.
husband, like your beloved Jody, it took 4 years for him to break my walls down. But when we met, the similarities in our stories, I'm like, fuck, he's the
Yeah.
male version of Stacy. And I
Yes.
was like, oh shit, I found my match. But my
Hmm.
husband, what you said about your wife, he is the only man. I was going to say that brought me to my knees, but then
Go ahead and say it, because it's the truth, man. It's the
he
truth.
broke down my fucking walls in my kingdom. And I was like, I'm not ready. But like your Jody, he kept going and kept going. I
I
love you.
gotta.
Hi,
I gotta
gorgeous. Hi, gorgeous.
work.
Have a magical day. Broke down those walls, Brian, like Jody did. And
Yeah.
Kenny, the
Yes.
only man that brought me to tears, and he could see the pain in my heart. But it took 3 years for him to start melting my heart. He's the only man that has been able to melt my heart. And your story, woo,
I.
melting. And I'm like, thank you, God, for what he's brought into my life. So you are a blessing.
And this is why we're here
Love you.
now, doing the first of many podcast episodes. Um, this one
Yeah,
I had to put. This one I had to put out there live for
I
my
know.
first edition of Snowman Unfiltered. And for
Yeah.
those of you who follow me on social media, I had it going a few years ago, but then work got in the way. And my friend Cole, who is my radio partner in the morning, said, "Your voice needs to be heard." And he created the opening for Snowman Unfiltered. And I think this will finally be the morning where people will see not just myself, but Cole on camera. So there's a lot of things today that I'm just going with. This is one of them. And after we met and you sent me a message saying, "Hey, you spoke of mental health. I'm going to be on your program. Not can I be on your program, to be on your podcast." This is Stacy to me, y'all. This is my twin sister. This is my twin sister, Stacy Pirahita, to me.
Pietrahita.
And the
If I'm
message
gonna be
that
your
came
sister, learn how to pronounce it.
right, right. I mean,
Margarita. Stacy
yeah,
Margarita. It rhymes with Pietrahita. Margarita. There you go.
there it is, Pietrahita. I mean,
Boom.
she, folks, Stacy sent me a message, and it was filtered, and I had to find it in the message request. And her message to me was, "I'm going to be on your podcast talking about mental health. Fuck this can I shit. I'm going to be." And I said, "All right, damn straight. Let's go with this shit. Let's do it."
Let's fucking do it. Let's just
Let's
fucking do it.
fucking do it. And 5 days later, we have now come to an agreement that each week we're going to figure out schedule. We're going to figure out our schedule. Each week, Stacy and I are going to tape a podcast episode and put it out there.
Yes.
And put it out there. That's why I opened with the monologue that I did while I was waiting for you to come in. People that use mental health as an excuse and they're not going through it need to quit that shit. In the words
Please.
of my wife, they need to quit that shit,
Mm.
because how do you know what the hell mental health illness is? How the hell do you know what depression, anxiety, everything that goes into that circle? It ain't a box,
Yeah.
it's a circle, because it continues to grow.
Yeah.
It continues to grow. How do you know that you went through some dark time, that you're going through dark times right now? And I'll repeat something I said not only here, but on my morning show a couple of days ago when Cole was hanging with me. The first thing you feel when depression really hits you, when that ain't that a bitch mode really hits you, the
Horrible.
first thing you feel is alone. Period.
Isolation. Kingdom of
That's the,
isolation. It is a
yep.
kingdom of isolation. And
That's
it
the
looks
first
like I'm the
thing you
queen.
want.
And it looks like
Mm-hmm.
you're the king.
Mm-hmm.
The most horrifying, for me, it was the most unimaginable pain. Now, understand, I'm now processing my trauma for the first time. That's why my heart is trying to melt a little bit, but I'm fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a fighter. I went 9 rounds of Rocky, but I'm like, I got,
Right.
in order for me to move forward, I have to face my fucking demons. But I've
Yes.
done it. I've done them. So I'm able to talk about this now and not look like a blubbering idiot on camera. Sometimes I will get triggered and I'm like, ain't no shame in my game. Yes, I'm going to cry. And I don't
Listen,
give a fucking shit. No
no
more.
shame, no
No
shame in
shame.
my game either.
No,
I've cried
none.
on here so many times over the course of 25 years.
You made
Okay?
me cry. Woo, man.
I cried so many times over the course of 25 years and over the course of 8 years of doing Snowman in the Morning, and what prompted this what prompted this podcast, Snowman Unfiltered, it's like, you know what? I got to get more feelings out there. And
Yes.
I'm trying to come
How to
up with
feel.
I'm trying to come up with a name for it. And it's like, I just spoke it. I said, Snowman Unfiltered. My wife walked by my office, heard it, gave me a thumbs up and said, go for it. I'm like, what? She said, it's perfect. It's you. Go with it.
It is
And
you.
then we sat down and talked before I launched it. And she said, look, the Snowman brand is already out there. I'll help you capitalize on it. So she's going to be very heavily involved in the branding and the project and the marketing, because she's asked me so many times, how can I help you? How can I help you chase your dreams and achieve them? And now I have the answer. It took 4 years, but now I have the answer on how she can be involved in this. And I tell you what, I cry almost every day. I cry almost every day that
I
this
love it.
happened. I cry almost every day that this happened, and I can't believe it. But you're here, I'm here. Snowman Unfiltered is back. Snowman in the Morning will come at the top of the hour, which
So
is
proud of you.
why I'm sad that this is going to be a short interview, because one day we're going to set aside about 120 minutes and just get everything out there.
You know I'm ready. I'm so fucking ready. I am just ready to share and speak my truth. And when, like you got to cry or you're going to have the damn diseases. There's freedom in those tears, and if you don't let it out, you don't let it go, haha, you are going to get so damn sick, as you know.
Physically and
Physically, mentally, everything. Your body will start shutting down. Yeah. Stress is the #1 contributor to disease, and can't do it anymore.
And you can't.
People need to wake the fuck up.
I just kept saying, get me the fuck out of here, please. Yes. Get me the fuck out of here.
Fuck. Yes. People need to say fuck. Just say what the fuck.
This is why I titled this. This is why I titled my podcast "Snowman Unfiltered," because
no.
Listen, anyone who knows me knows I love George Carlin and the 7 dirty words you can't say on television. Of course, anyone who knows that act, the 7 dirty words are shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. Okay, those are the seven dirty words. Yeah, twat. Fart, turd,
I don't say the C word. I don't say the C word. I can listen.
Fart, turd, and twat were added later. Okay. No, that was the only time I repeat. That was the only time I repeat these words. And
George Carlin. What did you say to me? What did you say to me about George Carlin?
Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Fuck you. I'm getting in the plane. I did that for my wife, and she stopped getting dressed for work and bust out laughing.
And you said, I'm the female version. You said, I found my female version of George Carlin.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, add some Dave Chappelle too.
Yes.
I love you. Oh God. Love.
I found the female George Carlin, and then Stacy says, add a little Dave Chappelle with that. Well, for me, add a little Chappelle and add a little Richard Pryor to that. Then you,
man, speaking my language.
and a little bit of Red Fox, and I'm good.
Okay,
I
whoa. Hold on. You know me with all the energy shit. You know I'm all woo woo and out there.
I
My
know.
dad, my dad, I was raised in Las Vegas. I'm a
Hmm.
gambler. Okay.
Hmm.
My dad used to deal all the time. He was a
Yeah.
blackjack and poker dealer all the time to Red Fox.
Nice,
Red,
nice.
Red Fox. I got a little bit of the devil in me still, dude.
I
Yes, I
know.
love red. Love
Listen,
red.
I already knew Red Fox was a character. I would love to have been around when he would be in Las Vegas playing
Oh,
cards. I
he
know.
was raw.
I bet
Raw
he
was
was.
he raw.
I bet he was.
Loved.
I bet he was. When Red Fox did Harlem Nights, I just thought to myself, "That's him. That's him. He's a gambler, and now he's a card dealer."
Love.
And,
Fucking love him.
well, it was set in Harlem, but I could see Red Fox in Las Vegas
Yeah.
just tearing it up and making everybody around him laugh their ass off while they're trying to play cards. I can see
Yeah,
that.
he did. Yeah. And I have to tell you, so my dad who passed away, you know, had a lot of health issues. He didn't take care of himself, which is why I'm really big about educating people, and
Yeah,
taking care of their own damn bodies. Come on, body
yeah.
is your temple.
Hmm.
And he was the type of man that could brighten up a fucking room wherever he went. So we had a funeral, and of course, you know how funerals are somber. And ever since then, I just don't go to funerals. I won't go. And as an oncology nurse, I've
Hmm.
lost a lot of patients, and I just don't go. So here
Right.
we are at my Uncle Mike's funeral, and my dad, everyone's crying, it's sad and somber. He
Hmm.
starts breaking out an Al Jolson song. I don't even know who the hell Al Jolson is. All I know is my dad's, and I'm like, I start belly laughing. I'm like, Dad, shut the fuck, Dad. I could not stop. And the problem with me, I giggle snort. So when I laugh
Hmm.
so hard, the kind where you pee your pants laugh. I don't know shame
Yep.
in my game. I'm gonna be 54. No, well, hold on, wait, 55. Neither depends. But when you laugh so fucking hard, you can't
Hard.
stop.
You can't. That was my dad.
That's
That
my
was
dad,
my
and I got
dad.
I got a lot of my daddy in my heart and soul.
Same here. Same here. If
Kindred hearts, kindred
if
hearts.
Dad knew, if Dad knew around the house that there was some tension going on, he would walk by and say something, and I'll
Yes.
lose it.
Yeah.
I'll lose it. I was at my parents' house, and I was in the front room with these on. So I'm not hearing a fucking thing. I'm not hearing a fucking thing. Okay, I'm thinking nobody can disturb me.
Yeah.
You know what my dad did? He leaned down and whispered to me, "You have those on any tighter, they're going to get glued to your head." And walked out. I'm on the floor dying. And then he slowly comes back in with that wicked smile on his face. And I know this is your dad too. After he delivers something like that, he'll walk out, wait a minute, he'll look for the laughter, and then he'll come right back in and go, "I knew that would get you," and walk away again.
My God, that's they're together. They
And,
are together.
I
Mhm.
just woke up and I go, "Damn you."
So my dad had a toupee. So what he would do, he would come out and flip it and walk out. Is anything wrong? Is something wrong with me? They're like, Morty, fix your fucking hair. And he's like, oh, sorry. Did I break the ice? Yeah. And then he'll fart. Dad. And that's me. I don't give a shit. I'll walk in the room like, she did it. She did it. It wasn't me. It wasn't
um,
me.
Wait a minute. You know what my grandmother was notorious for? Whenever we have a gathering at my grandmother's house, like for Thanksgiving or like a major holiday, my grandmother, in a room full of people, would walk in, release a fart, and walk out.
It's my girl.
And all of a sudden, we're sniffing around going, "What the fuck was that?"
It smells is.
Right. What the what the hell happened?
The fuck, what water buffalo died in here? Yeah. But you know what? Why? Fucking just be yourselves. Isn't that our like motto together? Just fucking be yourself.
Oh,
Laugh.
man.
The world needs to fucking laugh more than ever right now. Everyone's falling apart. Everyone's depressed. That's why you and I are like, oh my God, let's be fucking real. And how much did we laugh? In the 5 days that we've been chatting, I'm like,
You know
I
what?
can't stop
Between
laughing.
between you and my wife, the last 5 days, my belly has been hurting from laughter. Okay. And
I like,
I love every part of it because um my wife has a tendency to say something and I'll catch it. And we were in Durham, North Carolina. We were coming back from running an errand, and my wife's driving. And my wife looked at me and said, I should have you know, I get a little bit of road rage. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to laugh out loud. I know something's going to happen. And sure enough, there was this driver that was putting along. And my wife says, hey, why don't you speed it up a little bit, will you? And then she says, piddle, piddle, fart, fart. I'll get there eventually. Dur, dur, dur. I lost it. I lost it. I leaned over in the car and I'm trying to breathe. And then my wife just looks at me and goes, what? I've kept that phrase. I've kept that phrase ever since. And one day my wife and I were talking, we were getting ready to go to bed, and she says, how do you remember everything that I say? I said, babe, I don't remember everything. I just remember the key things. And she's already giggling. And she's like what? I don't know. Piddle, piddle, fart, fart, I guess. Both of us lost it. Both of us
laughter
lost
is the best medicine, dude.
it. Isn't it?
So
Isn't it?
it's funny you said that because I even said to you, your wife is Kenny. Like seriously, if it wasn't for Kenny, and that's, no one knows how sick I am because I don't put that shit out there on Facebook. It's no one's fucking business. Like my life is this journey that I'm on is very sacred to me.
Right.
But now is the time for me to share. And
Yeah.
Kenny is so fucking balanced. He's so stable and level headed. I'm the fucking Tasmanian devil on crack, which he's already on crack, or Tinkerbell on crack. Like people are like, who the fuck are you? So understand, Kenny is so fucking calm and he's my caretaker. So
She said
he
the Tasmanian devil on crack.
well,
Now
they call me Tazzy.
Y'all know the Tasmanian devil. Those are
They call
familiar
me
with the
Tazzy.
Tasmanian
That's one of
devil.
my nicknames. Tazzy.
Add add crack to the Tasmanian devil and see what you get. Okay?
But I'm like this all the fucking time.
And I love it.
That's why I'm not sick. That's why I healed. I'm not sick anymore. That's why I'm coming
Good,
forward. That's why I'm healthy enough to
good.
come forward with my mental health. But speaking mental health, road rage, that's the only thing Kenny and I fucking fight about. He's my soulmate. We have the most beautiful relationship. He has lifted me up from rock bottom so many times. And I'm like, I just don't want to fucking be here anymore. That man is my fucking rock. He's my ride or die. I owe that man everything. He was my hero, not me. I had to save myself, but that man's my fucking hero. But his road rage, dude, I'm like, can you fucking calm down? And I'm at the point where I'm like, and I don't do that a lot. I'm like, you need to calm down. But when he starts banging on the fucking steering wheel, I have to push. And I'm like, what the fuck, you lunatic? So it pisses him off. So between road rage and my fucking attitude, he's like a fucking lunatic. And two Tasmanian devils together, that's a fucking tsunami. That's a Tassie tsunami. And it's not good. But he yells at me, and I'm like, don't you fucking talk to me like that, you fucking asshole. Road rage, but road rage kills me. People are out there with the fucking road rage on their fucking phones. It's like, put your fucking phone down before you kill someone. But road rage is a real fucking thing, and it's the only thing we fight about.
It is.
And we get into the biggest fight, but then we laugh about it, and then I'm like, I can't be in the car with him more than 5 minutes. We have to write an agreement because I'll fucking kill him. I'll kick his ass out the damn car. Seriously, I'll fucking kill him. But I love you. He's my soulmate. He's my everything, and he's your Jody. And it's like having a partner, you know, that you have fun with and laugh. I mean, and you trust. That's why I can speak about my mental health illnesses right now. That's why, you know, it's almost like not that they gave us permission, but they made us feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one connection on this earth, and that's with Kenny. That soul part, like he's my mental health. Like I can be raw as fuck and cry and just be like, I just can't go on.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna portray that shit to the world. Fuck that. People are gonna eat you up.
Yeah, they are. They've eaten me up and spat me out, and I got right the fuck back up. I don't
You take
care.
your power back. You take your power back.
And that'll be the next discussion we have, because I'm gonna have to end this because I got to prep for my show. Take your power back, folks. I mean,
speak your truth, take your power back.
Speak your truth and take your power back. That, you know what? We just found the title of our podcast. Speak your truth. We just found the title.
Huh. There's no coincidence. There are no coinkydinks that my book is called Speaking Her Truth. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, God.
Speak your truth.
Love
Speak
it.
your truth. Well, you heard it here, folks. Speak your truth is going to be the name of our podcast, and it's going to be just that: us speaking our truth the way we need, the way we need to.
Have to.
I'm going to have to close this here because I have to hit the air with Snowman in the morning in a half hour with my partner Cole Johnson. But the next time I have the Ice Queen on, when we launch our podcast, believe me, it's going to be until we're tired of talking, or until my wife comes and rub my shoulders and says, babe, you have to come to bed. And you got on me for not sleeping. Well, guess what? I got a full 8 hours of sleep last night.
Of course you did. You're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling great, and I'm ready for today. We got to go, folks. I got a show to do, but this is Stacy. This is Stacy, the Tasmanian Devil on crack. This is my friend. This is my twin sister. This is Stacy Pierahita, and she is an initial guest on Snowman Unfiltered. So the Unfiltered is back, and if you want to support the Snowman Project, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/SIT morning. It'll help build the morning show, this podcast, and the new one, Speaking Our Truth. Stacy, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for coming.
Brian. Have a magical day. Mwah.
Hey, you too. Y'all have a great day.
God bless.
And I will see you fans in a half hour for the Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Was that not awesome?
Can I talk now?